Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and I'm coming to you once again from the garage. It's been another busy day here at the Texas Gun Vault. I went to the range, filmed a lot of content there. I want to share with you what I learned, mainly because I want the person that owns the firearms that I reviewed today to know about the problems that I had. And then I want to show you some guns that I have for upcoming projects. And I drove all the way to the other side of town to see my old friend Jack number one, and he had a few guns for me to review. So I think I wanted to talk to you guys about gun reviewers and some information I found out on how some of them charge an obscene amount of money and give you guys my opinions on that. But let's talk about the guns that I shot at the range first, okay? Everything's in bags here, so let me get them out. I got a lot of guns out here tonight. All right, so let me get this bag out. And there's two in this bag that I shot today, and these are kind of like the two primary ones. And I had to move these and kind of put a rush on these because the owner of these, D, he needs these back soon. He's going on a trip, so I promised him that I would get these back in a very quick amount of time. So the first one I've shown you before I shot is the LMT, here it is, the LMT Mars H in 6.5 Creedmoor. And the reason I had the bipod legs backwards is so that it fits in this case. But this is a pistol. And let me tell you, this is the most accurate pistol I've ever fought. Of course, 6.5 Creedmoor is exceptionally accurate. And out to 100 yards, I was shooting groups like that. Even with this scope that only goes up to 8 power, this Night Force scope, it's really nice. Great gun. I had two issues with it, okay? The first issue was a magazine issue. And 6.5 Creedmoor is supposed to feed from a 308 magazine. This gun, randomly, at first it was like the last round of the magazine, but then it turned out to be any round of the magazine, would essentially take a nosedive. So the gun will cycle, it comes all the way back, and when it tries to pick up the next round, the nose of the bullet dives down into the feed ramps, and the whole action stops. The bolt is not locked open, and it's trying to push that round forward, so I have to pull the charging handle back and release it. Sometimes it will load the round, sometimes it won't. And I would say out of every magazine, I would have 1, 2, or 3 rounds that would do this, and it wasn't always the same round. Now, the other issue I had with this is something that I got to be honest with D about, because I think I damaged his or part of his gun. But it's not what was on the gun originally, because this, I believe, does not come with a pistol stabilizing brace. And I think this was put on by D, because all the websites online show the gun without the brace. This is an SB Tactical brace. It's very, very small. And when I first took it to the range and kind of looked at it here on the workbench, whenever I tried to adjust it, it was really difficult to do. So you have your little adjustment right here on the back, and like most of those SB Tactical braces, you push up on this lever and you can move it back and forth. Now, as you'll notice, I have a hard time moving it. It's on there really, really stiff, and that might be because of the size of the buffer tube. I don't know if this brace is designed for a 308 or if it's designed for a 5.56 and just happens to fit this buffer tube. But I was able to adjust it where I needed it for the range. But then when I was done, it was stuck. I couldn't move this thing at all. And I would even like pull down on this, which would help you, of course, get the stabilizing brace off. And it would not move. It was stuck. So I kind of pounded it like this. I was pushing this up, pounding it. And then I heard a snap. And this little part right here, which is an internal part, which is what goes into the holes of the buffer tube, broke. And this isn't even like hard plastic. This is like a pencil eraser. It's like soft rubber. I've never seen that before. And so this thing is still, even though there's nothing holding it on, it's hard to move. Yeah, I cannot. This brace sucks. It's either not designed for this buffer tube or it's poorly made. But I did damage it, so I need to let Dee know about that. I take pride in every gun that I borrow. I always return in better shape than what I got it in. So essentially, I try to return it cleaner, and if there's anything wrong with it, I try to fix it. But this was my fault, but I couldn't move this brace. And if I couldn't, collapse the brace again, I couldn't get it back in this bag. So that was the first issue. And on the first gun. All right. Next up, we have the Noveski. This is a 308 pistol. And I decided to review this as a defensive carbine. So I did not shoot this on the long distance range. I decided that as it's kind of set up, it's designed more like the application of like a home defense AR-15 rifle. It's just in 308. And I've told you guys in the past, I dislike 308 guns like this. 308 is a caliber that is designed for longer distance, more powerful. It's not a defensive carbine round. I understand why people want to put it into a gun of this size, because it's like putting in a Chevy small block into a 1980 Chevy Chevette, okay? It's a little tiny cardboard box that happens to have an engine, and you put in this massively powerful engine in it. I guess it's cool, but what purpose does it serve? And I understand why people like this. The gun, as a defensive carbine, is too loud and uncontrollable. Like, I tried to do a test where I would shoot like multiple targets, 2 rounds on each target. It's hard to get back on target. But the big problem with this is that it's either severely undergassed or there's a problem with the extractor. It has 3 settings on the adjustable gas block. When I got it, it had the gas all the way, as closed off as possible. And so obviously it didn't run. So then I went to the second setting, and it's still short stroked. It wouldn't even like eject the cartridge. So I went to the completely open setting, and it would run 50% of the time. Sometimes it would run. Most of the time I would get a weird failure. It would like not fully eject the case. It would get stovepipe. I'd have double feeds. So I do 4 tests on this, just the like initial shooting of it, which I finally get it to run. I had some issues. I do like a longer distance, slower paced, lots of issues. I bench rest this thing. It's not even functional. And then I tried to do like a quick on target, and I couldn't finish that test. So this gun functionally does not work. It's either a internal problem with extraction, or this gun is severely undergassed. Which I know when it comes to a 308 of this size and such a short gas system with very little dwell time, you're going to run into problems. And I think this gun has problems. And I need to let Dean know. I need to find out if he actually shot it before I did, because even with the gas completely open, it's short stroking. It's not running right. This gun also has the same brace that the other one did, and guess what? It's the... I can't even move it. I can't even move this thing. Now, I have not even tried to do it where I collapse the stock and break off that piece. But these braces do not fit these guns or are poorly made. So that was the issue with this. So I had another range trip where essentially the 2 guns that I shot, I had problems with, okay? I know, it's just my luck, but I need to let Dean know. So let me put this down. Hold on. Put it down in a safe place. Okay, so those are the 2 I shot. Now let's talk about a few guns I have in for review from Jack number 1. And he said I can take my time on these, thank God, because I'm so backlogged on videos. The first one he has not shot yet. And this is a pretty gun, but I'm curious what some people are going to say, because it's a Kimber. It's a Kimber Eclipse Pro Eclipse 2. It's a commander size, 1911, chambered in 45. Beautiful, beautiful gun, by the way. I like that matte stainless. It looks great. And of course, everyone says Kimbers always malfunction, so we'll find out about that. Has some nice stippling here on the front and back strap. Some interesting grips, but a Kimber custom shop Eclipse 2 Pro. So we got that one in. Then we have a gun that I'm really excited to take to the range and find out what it's like. Because this is a very affordable gun, and I think this is the gun when FN released the new high power, what they were expecting and wanted but didn't get. Check this out. This is the model is the MCP35 PI LW Ops. And essentially, it is a compact Browning high power with a beaver tail and a rail. So it's like a tactical high power, and it has modernizations. As I said, I'll be able to shoot this because it has a beaver tail on it. Jack did have some problems when he got it. He had to have a trigger job on it because the trigger would stick, he said. But it seems to work now, and yes, the flat face trigger is what came with the gun when he bought it. And this is going to be kind of cool because I was able to review that compact high power from FN that was linked to the channel by Richard. So this is a cool little gun here. And sorry if you can hear my dogs barking in the background. I guess somebody came in the front door or something. One of my boys or something. Then we're going to do a couple of Range Report revisits because there were 2 videos of Jack's, or guns that he owned, that I had reviewed, but when I lost my original channel, I guess they were videos that I did not save. And people have been asking me where they are and if I'm ever going to re-release them, and I can't because I can't find them. So we're going to redo them. We're going to remake them. So the first one is going to be the Ruger PC Carbine. So this is a breakdown carbine. Get this out here. So here's the barrel right here, the receiver. I can remember how this goes together. I think it's the lugs, something like that. There it is. So that is a cool looking rifle. Breakdown, 9mm. I am looking forward to re-reviewing this and doing the proper range report on it. I do remember shooting it before, so hopefully I'll have the same experience with it. I think I really liked it. And then the last one is one that actually I do have the original video on. However, I'm very disappointed with it because it was really filmed before I developed the current style that I have now. And it definitely deserves a revisit. And so I'm not going to release the original video, but this is the Ruger Precision Rimfire. So this is in .22 long rifle, and it is a precision bolt action rifle. And so my original range report on this was at a short range, 25 yards, but this gun definitely deserves something longer. And I want to redo it, and I want to do it right. So that's on the table. So I have 2 guns that I have reviewed in the past. I'm going to revisit 2 new pistols that I have not reviewed. And then I got 2 guns that I shot today that I both had problems with, and one I may have broke. So, well, not really, the gun's not broke, just the stupid pistol brace. I got to find out what D wants me to do and how mad he's at. Mad he is at me, but those pistol braces do not fit those guns. They just don't. I don't know. I don't know if it's SB Tactical's fault or those are just not designed for those buffers. I have no idea. So that's what I got on the table tonight, all the gun talk. And then finally, I wanted to talk about gun reviewers. And of course, this is hearsay. So I'm hearing it from another YouTuber. In fact, I'll tell you who it is. It is Small Arms Solutions. I saw a thing where, he runs these like little promotional things where he raffles off prizes, and he tries to get money for his channel so he can continue to do reviews. Some people do Patreon, some people just try to do the ad revenue from YouTube, some people have whatever. He likes to do raffles. That's what he does. And so he'll raffle a book, like a cleaning kit, I think like a t-shirt and things like that. Cool little prizes. You want to support his channel, you buy tickets and so forth. And he was talking about how he needs the money for the reviews, which I totally get running a channel. I understand what all this costs and the time that goes into it. And he was talking about, I don't charge the obscene amounts like what other people charge, because he doesn't charge anything. And I do believe that. And then I guess he had mentioned in either the post or in the video that somebody that he does not name, but I think everyone kind of knows who it is, charges $50,000. If you have a rifle, like for example, if Ruger wanted that reviewer to review this rifle, he charges $50,000. That is his fee. And of course, you still have to send him multiple examples of the gun, provide all of the ammunition, and so forth. And I wanted to share my thoughts on this because, of course, a lot of people in the comment section of that little thread of Small Arms Solutions were talking about how this is why they can't trust gun reviewers. I totally get it. And I have two opinions on this, okay? The first opinion is from my perspective as a content creator, and then the second opinion is as a firearms content consumer. So let me talk about the perspective of a gun content creator first. I personally believe that whoever this person is, who I think we all know who it is, if he can charge that much and a gun company is willing to pay that much, I think it's fine. I'm glad. It's capitalism. I'm all about gun companies spending whatever money they want to promote their products and gun creators making as much money as possible because they provide a service and they provide entertainment. The only thing that I expect is that when you are paid money and given free stuff like that of substantial value, all you have to do to clear the air is be honest with the people that watch the video. And it has to be more than just, hey, I was sent this with this rifle. No, that's not enough. If you're charging $50,000, you have to be, this is a paid review. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. As I said, as long as you are upfront with people. But the content creator who I think it is does not say that. I think they say occasionally, this was sent to us. That's it. So you assume, oh, they just got a $1,000 rifle. That's it, okay? That's a lot different than $50,000, okay? Now, I understand there's overhead and all that, and if a company thinks it's worth it, more power to them. I'm all about the, capitalism, and if it sells guns, great, whatever. All that reviewer has to do is just say, hey, I received compensation for this review, because then you have the choice to think, okay, did this affect his bias any? It may or it may not, or you don't care. You may watch the content not because you're interested in the gun, but you're interested in the character and the person and the personality and the entertainment value of that video. And that's fine too. The thing that I don't like is when content creators make content, make a lot of money on that content, get paid for that content, from the manufacturers, and then act like it's this, I just kind of went down to the gun. I just pulled this out of my safe, or I just bought it at a gun store, and I'm just making this fun video in the field about this one gun. No, it's not this organic thing that just happened. Like when I make a video, I just have a gun lent to me. I don't know what it's going to be, or maybe I'll go grab one out of my safe. No one's paying me for anything, right? So that's how that just happens. I kind of feel like I want to do a video on this. But these other people, it's not that way. There's contracts that are signed. There are expectations within the video. What can be said, what cannot be said. If it turns out the gun breaks or there's going to be a bad part, it will not get published until things are fixed or redone. And all I ask for is the openness. Now, I know a lot of people get mad at these gun content creators because they're like, that's not fair, right? I get it. You're kind of jealous. I get it. You probably want to be paid $50,000 to review a gun. I'd like to be paid $50,000 to review a gun. That's not reality. So there's a little bit of a jealousy factor in there. Well, of course. But I'm also happy for them. Okay? But all I demand is honesty. Just a 30-second to a minute thing, explain the situation. And that's fine. Because then you as the consumer can decide, did it affect his bias? Now, from a gun content consumer's perspective, I don't like it because I think that sometimes channels misrepresent what they are. I come to you guys with my two channels. which, by the way, I need to make it clear here on the Texas Gun Vault too. This is my behind the scenes channel. Maybe I need like an opening, because I'm getting a lot of people that are finding this channel and like I'll show this Ruger or whatever, and they go, "That's just a tabletop review. It's clickbait." I'm like, this isn't my main channel where I review guns. Apparently, people can't figure that out. But getting back to what I was saying is, as a gun content consumer, I like to know if a channel is entertainment, if it's a paid review, non-paid review, or if it's, about the history of the gun. I like channels that I definitively know what they're about. I don't have to like the channel or like the channel. For example, like the legal channels. There's some legal channels I like, some I don't, but they don't hide what they are. They say that they're legal channels and they do legal content about firearms, and they say, "Hey, I'm an attorney." Okay. Now, I know what I'm getting into. I can like it, not like it, and I can enjoy it that way. There are a lot of channels out there that come to you with these personalities where they act like they're just your best friend. They're just your next door neighbor, and they're just, in their backyard. Hickok 45, Such Double Aught, to name two. And I'm not ragging on their content. I'm just saying that's the perception that they have. Like, oh, they're just, granddad and, your dad just going outside, and they're just regular dudes. No, they're not. No, they're not. You're right. They are, those two especially are paid reviewers. I just feel like they need to make that clear. Or somebody like Grand Thumb, or as I heard somebody jokingly refer to him as Granddad Thumb, which I don't get it because he's not that old. But he gives people, and I think gun owners, a misconception of what gun owning should be like. He's always out there with like the plate carriers and the nods and the night vision, all that kind of stuff. It's like, that's not what normal gun owners do. And if you're a normal gun owner, you're not going to be running around the field like he is. Or Robski of the AK-47 Operators Union. Those two are entertainers, in my opinion, but they don't always come across as telling that they're entertainers. Robski has his persona of, I really think he has that accent in real life, but it adds to the mystique of the AK, right? From like, the Eastern Europe accent, and so forth. So there's a character that's being presented as well. I like channels that are just upfront and honest about what they are. And they can make as much money as they like, or as however they like, as long as you're honest. I think Forgotten Weapons is very upfront with what he does, who he is, and how they make their money. And I'm all about that, because when you look at gun content, like, I know we all do, you just want to know, is the information you're getting, is it biased, unbiased, and how is it relevant, or how could it be affected by the nature of the content? Is it an entertainment video? Is it an informative video? Is it a historical video? Is it just a whatever, a legal video, whatever? And I just wish that's what people would be more upfront with. And I try to be that way here at the Texas Gun Vault. So there you go. That's all I want to talk about tonight. I'm curious what you guys think about any of the problems I had on the guns I reviewed, any of the guns I have to review, and what you guys think about my thoughts on what Small Arms Solutions said about a certain reviewer making $50,000 a review. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. And if you watch to the end, man, we got a lot of guns out here. So the word of the day is going to be an easy one tonight. Guns. Use the word guns, plural, not gun, guns, in the comment, and I know you watched to the end. So let me know what you think about anything I talked about. So, as always, thanks for watching.